Hello, hi. It's so great to be here. They were talking about panic attacks. One time, I thought I was dying, and I went to the ER, and they were like, "Miss, you're not dying. You're just having a panic attack." And I was like, cool. But now what if one day I am dying, and I think it's just a panic attack? Like, what if my anxiety makes me too relaxed? Does that ever happen? Someone's like, "Miss, you're bleeding out of your eyeballs." I'm like, "Yeah, just a nervous Nelly." They're like, "I think you need to go to the doctor." I'm like, "I think I need to meditate. I'm fine." I need to find a better way to deal with my anxiety. My friend, she got an emotional support dog for her anxiety. She adopted like a nervous dog. So they could be nervous together. I don't know. I think it's good to rescue when you can. It's good that she rescued. What I don't understand about the whole rescue process, though, at the shelter, when the dogs don't get adopted and there's no more space, why do they have to kill them? That seems unnecessary to me, right? Like if dogs could talk and be like, "Well, Spot, we've loved having you here, but no one's coming to adopt you. There's no more space, so we gotta kill you." The dog would be like, "Or I could just go." Just open the door. It's unnecessary. Like, when you evict your tenant, you don't kill them. Could you imagine? Like, you hear about Joe, he couldn't pay his rent. They had to put him down. I think if they want more people to rescue dogs, what they should do is at the shelter, really make it feel like you're rescuing the dog from danger at that moment. Like, set it up. When I go, I want to see a dog just like suspended over hot lava, you know. Some weird guy's like lowering it down with a crank. Then I run in, I'm like, "Excuse me, please stop that." "Yes, I will be taking the dog into safety, that's right." Everyone's like, "She's a hero," you know. Later I'm like, "I don't even know who rescued who, you know." So, Thorgy mentioned I did go to Juilliard. I'm a violist and a comedian. I went to Juilliard for the viola. But these are Juilliard level jokes, aren't they? No, I like telling people I went to Juilliard because they act impressed, and then I act modest, and I love that. They're like, "Whoa, Juilliard." I'm like, "It's nothing." They're like, "Wow, humble and talented." I'm like, "Yes." I am perfect. It's annoying, though, when sometimes someone hasn't heard of Juilliard. Because then I just have to politely explain to them that it's a big deal. They're like, "Oh, what's Juilliard?" I'm like, "It's just, one of the best, music schools." They're like, "Oh, music? My niece plays violin." I'm like, "Yeah, she wouldn't get in." So I do comedy and I play viola, and a lot of people have asked me, "Oh, you do both. Do you ever do like a viola comedy show?" Yeah. And I usually say no, because who would want to see that? But enough people asked that I decided to sort of humor them. So if you don't mind, I'm going to experiment, and I'm going to play a little viola and then do a little stand-up, and we'll see how it kind of goes together, all right? I hate when people show me pictures of their kids. It's like, we get it. He's missing. Move on. My friend recently told me I have resting sad face. I was like, "Oh no, it's active. Help." deal with a lot of negative self-talk, and my therapist was like, well, try talking to yourself the way you would a good friend. You wouldn't say all those mean things to her. Like, yeah, not to her face. I'm always worried everyone hates me. That's my big fear. I think everyone hates me. My therapist was like, Isabel, nobody's thinking about you. I was like, all right, that's way worse. Like, what if you're with your friend and you're like, am I ugly? She's like, nobody's looking at you. I'm like, I just feel like that thing I said was kind of weird. She's like, nobody's listening to you. Nobody hears you. Nobody sees you. Nobody even knows you exist. So what a relief, right? All right. My mom recently informed me that I breastfed till I was 3. I was like, yeah, Mom, I remember. All right, I've been Isabel Hagen. Thank you so much.
Want to take a seat with me for a second? Give it up, keep it going for Isabel Hagen. I just want to chat with you a little bit. This is amazing. Okay, so you were on Jimmy Fallon, right? What was that like?
Oh, well, I was on the first, this sounds like a brag, the first time I was on it.
Whatever.
But I was on it the day before the COVID shutdown. I was on it on March 11th, 2020. So it was this very weird, surreal day where they were like, we should probably not even be here, but, and they didn't, that was the last day they did a show in front of the audience for a while, and Bernie Sanders was a guest, and I was like, I'm living my dream. I'm meeting Bernie Sanders. Am I in a dream right now? The world is ending.
Yeah.
But it was surreal and fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was very nervous until I got out on stage, and then when the crowd laughed, it felt like any bar show I'd ever done. So it was like once I got there, but beforehand I was like, what did I get myself into? I shouldn't be doing this at all.
We're talking about mental health, today, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask you, as a violist and a comedian, do you feel like you're in a good place? I mean, how do you prepare? Yeah, right? How do I ask you this? Talk about a little bit mental health, being a comedian and a violist.
No, I'm not in a good place. Who is? I'm not gonna lie. Of course not. I'm fine. I'm doing fine. One thing I will say about, I deal with a lot of performance anxiety. I mean, I'm like shaking now, and I wasn't nervous. It's just I have a very strong fight or flight. It's just I'm a mess. Whatever. I was nervous.
Nobody's judging you quietly.
What was I saying? So for viola, the problem is I shake. And so my bow will shake. And so when I start getting nervous just about being nervous, I anticipate the nerves. Whereas with comedy, if my hand shakes, I can still tell jokes, and I lean into this nervous character, so I don't get nervous about getting nervous in comedy, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So it's a little easier, and comedy's been actually really great for my mental health, because when I was just a violist, I was, you started when you're so young, when you're a classical string player, so you're kind of carrying this mentality that you've had since you were a really mixed up kid and into teen years, and comedy was something I started later on when I was more of a developed human.
Yeah.
So I have a healthier attitude towards comedy, and it's helped a lot with music in turn.
Me too.
Yeah, I was
gonna
say
I also
spirits.
get nervous too. I shake when I'm like, okay, I forgot what to say. I think that's natural. I think that's healthy.
Sure.
And a lot of performer friends that I've been friends for years and years and years, I always say this, and I really believe this as a performer. If you stop getting nervous before you do new things, it's time to quit and go do something else. You should love what you do. You should be because you care about what you do. You want to do a good job. You want to give a good show to the audience, and I think you did that today.
Oh, thank you so much.
I really just think you're wonderful, funny, amazing. Very cool.
Thank you for having me.
And another thing that I learned from a teacher is to bite my tongue when I shook.
Oh.
I know it sounds really crazy, so I always just look like this. But it just helped me because it took my mind off of like, it was just something I did when I was like, oh, stop, Thorgy, stop. And I went like this. And it actually worked for me.
I might not be a comedian if I learned the tongue-biting trick. I would have just stuck with viola. Thanks for telling me that.
Try it out.
I'll try it out. I love it.
Anyway, I love you. Let's hang out more.
Let's hang out.
Before I let you go, so you're on like a tour now?
Yeah, in and out, off and on the road.
Can anybody see you in New York City anytime soon?
Yes, February 7th and March 7th, I am doing my solo viola comedy show at Union Hall in Brooklyn.
I'll come.
So, come.
I'm going to come.
Please come.
Great.
I would love to see you
And then we'll see you at Heckett for cocktails afterwards.
Yes. Amazing.
Anyway, Isabel Hagen.
Thank you.
Amazing. Love you. I'll see you later.